Now it's time to talk some baseball with head baseball coach Jared Hood. Coach Hood, of course, coming off a big series victory against Ozarks in a very good series, to say the least, between two teams that were evenly matched. You took 2 out of 3 of them. Talk about the series overall. I mean, obviously you had a come-from-behind victory in Game 1, and then, of course, Game 2 was pretty quick pace, but a tightly fought 1-0 victory. Just kind of talk about the series in general.
Well, I told y'all last week that it was going to be a good one, and wasn't it though? I mean, it was, it was a barn burner. Honestly, we got lucky Game 1. We played about the worst 5 innings of baseball that we've played, that this team has played, and it was kind of one of those things. You just kind of like looking at your other coaches. You're like, what's going on? And we kind of challenged the teams, challenged the older guys. To not be okay with what was going on, and we really had some good leadership step up and kind of take control of the game. And I mean, nothing against Ozarks, but they just, they let us take it, and the guys, they went and they did a nice job. Game 2 was just an unbelievable pitching performance by 2 pitchers, Derek Finley for us, and then Kim for Ozarks. I mean, I didn't, if Gardner wouldn't have got that hit, we might still be playing, just 2 guys that were just going out there competing, throwing the ball in the zone on a tough day to hit, and challenging hitters, and that's what you have to do in this game. In Game 3, they pitched it well, and they got one more hit than we did. So it was a well-fought series, well-played series for the most part. We're happy we came out on top. We got lucky in a couple instances, but overall we made our own luck as well. And I'm proud of the guys and their resiliency and their fight, and they did a nice job.
Well, Coach, you guys are right now, as of right now, are sitting in the tournament picture, but you guys can't relax. You have UTD this upcoming weekend, but just talk to me about some of the things that they bring to the table that you guys really want to try and key in on this weekend. And even though you guys are sitting 7th, just talk about what you guys have to do to continue to stay consistent and win this weekend.
Yeah, they're a talented club. They're an older club. I think they returned just about everybody from their team last year, from the conference tournament, and they can pitch it well, and they can really hit, and that's typical UTD. I mean, they're going to have guys that they're going to be able to throw fastball breaking balls for strikes. They've got guys in the middle of the lineup that they can hit the ball a long ways, and table setters at the beginning of the lineup. So, again, we're going to have to pitch it well, okay, and we're going to have to play defense. And if we get enough guys that hit in situations, I think we can scratch across a couple of runs. But, we're just going to have to win those aspects of the game in order to have a shot. So I like our chances. I mean, for some reason, we always play good against UTD. So last weekend of the season, playing for seeding, you couldn't ask for a whole lot more. So it should be a good weekend. Should be a fun time.
Going back to the Ozark series real quick, you talked about how Game 2 was a great pitched game, specifically from Derek Finley on your side. He came away with the victory, and his performance earned him co-pitcher of the week for the ASC. Just kind of talk about how, last year Derek Finley was kind of the young guy who had who's had his moments, but it seemed like lately he's been pitching the ball very well. Just kind of talk about how he's grown, not just as a pitcher, but also as a person on your team.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kenneth. Derek Finley last year, he was kind of like, the shy puppy dog, in a new big group, and not that he was overwhelmed, but he was just kind of unsure of himself, and was trying to be too fine, too perfect, too many times, and he's a kid that has matured dramatically over the course of a year and has come back this year, and you just see a totally different character. he even mouths off sometimes, which is good to see, and he's got a little bit of an attitude to him, which is good to see as well. And when he's up there on the mound, on the rubber, I mean, I've never once questioned where his mind's at this year. I mean, he just absolutely competes, and you've got that feeling this year that every time he takes the mound, you've got a shot to win, and that's a true testament to him. And to the development of his mental game, okay, and his character, and like you said, a good thing he's a sophomore, so you've got him for 2 more years, and if he continues on this pace, he's going to be really, really pretty good.
All right, Coach, and like I said before we opened up the segment, you helped me out because I guarantee that you guys were going to definitely be in the ASC tournament, no question about it. But just coming into this weekend, just how is the team's overall how's the overall atmosphere? How's the confidence that you guys are going to go into UTD and do what you guys have to do?
Yeah, so we had a pretty good workout yesterday. Guys are flying around the field and letting the hands go during BP. Had some really good bullpen sessions yesterday. So our big focus right now is to continue to build confidence, continue to heal our bodies because we've got some guys that are kind of banged up. But just to be really in a pretty good mental state to go in and compete this weekend and on into the conference tournament. And I think, with the type of season that we've had, the roller coaster season, with some really high highs and some low times, I think that there's kind of maybe a sense of relief a little bit. But you always have to be careful with that because if you let off the gas pedal too much, you're going to get buried. So as long as we continue to go forward, continue working hard, our leadership steps up like it has been, I can see us getting on a pretty good roll here pretty quick. And, because honestly, if you look at it, we still haven't played our best baseball, that this team is capable of playing. I think our best games are ahead of us.
Well, all right, Coach. Well, congrats on making the conference tournament again, making Mark look like $1 million, and making me talk about how Mark is a good guy at this today. All right, the only question that remains is where they're going to be going, Alpine, Austin, or Richardson, Texas, possibly again. You never know. All right, stick around. We'll talk with our next head coach. You'll know who it is in just a moment.